when Coops took over, we were in position 15. Yes, I remember we were in the relegation zone. We only had 15 points. Half the season has been played. And it just took, it was more of a dream, you know. We went for so many matches unbeaten. Actually, we cleared the remaining half of the season unbeaten. 5 points out of a possible 48, I think, was a big achievement. For me, I see Coops as having been a serious savior for us. His presence has really matured, and I think most of the players have benefited. We got a lot of stability technically. When we started the season, we went for quite a number of matches unbeaten, and we currently hold a record of most unbeaten matches at 23 matches. We painfully lost it to Tusker, who have apparently become a bogey team. But I think when history books are being written and some of us are being asked questions on this season, maybe in the future, the name Coops will really feature, and he's just really turned this club around from relegation candidates to actually title contenders in less than 12 months. This is just amazing. You know, it's amazing. In soccer, so many things happen, but to change clubs this way, using the same set of players that other coaches have failed, is indeed somehow very interesting. I just enjoy some of the toughest moments when covering stories is when the team is losing. I remember we traveled to Mombasa sometime in 2011. We were playing against the bottom team, Congo United, and we had just started off this project. It was quite tough for us to give a match report because you get emotionally touched. Then there's this moment when we are playing our rivals, Gor Mahia. Sometimes you sit down on the computer and you really wonder, am I really going to type this story? Because you look at the chances you had and some of the moments which would have changed the match, and you just feel like it's so tough. The post-event, it's tough for, I know, I think that was the lowest moment. And there are so many things that have been documented because we had even fans collapsing after the event. And you can imagine heading to the house at 10 o'clock in the night. You've had a long day in the office, then the match disappoints you. It's really tough to put up something, and of course many people will be expecting to see the angle from the fan side, and that is just tough. For the others who write for the other sides, it's business, but for us it's more than business. This is a matter of life, and it just takes you down. And in the 2011-2012 season, which we just had recently, of course, there's this match we also again lost to the bottom side, City Stars. Looking at the 3-0 loss made me ask myself when we last lost 3-0 to a bottom team, and well, it's tough. It gets tough, and we took quite a few days, but when we bounced back, we were able to do a couple of stories, and it's normal. Those are the tough times, but you know, you have to wake up and write something to motivate the people. Well, I think Leopards itself has serious talent and so much depth in itself. I will single out 2 or 3 players that I feel are going to make the core of this team if they actually stay with the club. I look at Edwin Wafula Simiyu, our right back. Very outstanding. He's been with the team for the last 3 or 4 seasons. He has been in the team since we regained promotion to the league. He's been a consistent player. And in the 2011 season, he actually, I think, missed only 2 matches. For me, He was our choice, our player of the year in terms of the writers. We have also young talent in Mangoli. So Mangoli is also a very powerful midfielder, and if he stays with the club, I know we are really going to have a... Well, 5 years, I think this club will have really changed. There's a lot of young blood, and of course there's a lot of changes on board. The styles of leadership that have been there before are changing. We have close trust, which is actually the one running this kind of system, the Ingwefans. And then I think that the presence of the trust, there has been quite a lot of positive that you can draw on. The next 5 years, if the trust is actually involved in the running of the matters, somehow I believe it's not going to be a normal ball game for the majority. The club has a lot of potential, and with fans having one voice, this club is now in a position to protect itself from outsiders. We see clubs being bought worldwide by businessmen, and if you don't have enough voice, this is surely becomes a tough part on you. So I believe with the trust in place and a growing financial interest in these systems and soccer in Kenya, there will be some serious people to protect the future of this club and also its heritage, because with 50 years just looming on the corner, FC Leopards is 48 years old now, and in 2014 we should be having our golden jubilee. And of course, as we head to the golden jubilee, there is a lot of expectation. This year we are in a position to actually win a title, this 2012. And if we manage to win, this would be one of the main points. It will give us the bragging rights to go ahead of Gor Mahia with more titles. Of course, they are our main rivals, and I believe as we head to 50 years, 5 years from now, we should be able to pull serious financial strengths on board. We should be able to have large attendances than what we have now. The last 5-10 years have not been the best, but the next 5 years are really going to be a blast, and I'm sure the club is going to pick up. About the issues that are around, we are the only club that has a fanzine, the Ingwe Fan, that complements the site. Of course, the fanzine is the first ever project to be done by fans in Kenya, and in 5 years this is going to be a major historical collection for the fans, and for sure no one is going to compare this club across the East African environment. We know we are building our models across other more successful clubs, but even in Africa, I have never seen a club that has fanzine. The rest of the clubs do these projects on their own. This is a first across the continent, and I think 5 years from now, more will be on board.